Okay, welcome back. So I'm making this video because I've gotten a few comments on my other B&O H95 videos. So I want to go over all of the different charging configurations and input configurations and Bluetooth configurations that will work with these. And I think this is a pretty good topic to talk about because if someone is purchasing these, or if you're purchasing these, they are like right around $1,000 with tax and everything. That is if you pay full price. So you want to keep these healthy. You want to keep the battery healthy, the leather healthy, headband healthy, everything, all of the charging ports and the mics healthy. You don't want them to break because you're spending a lot. So first let's go over charging. So this charges through USB-C right here. So obviously right here, that's a USB-C cable, and it just plugs right in like that. Now, one configuration that will work is USB-C to USB-C. You can get a USB-C brick, plug that in, plug this into the wall, plug this part into the headphones. Or if you have a laptop that supports charging, like outputting the voltage, you can take one side, put it into your laptop, take the other side, put it into the headphones, and that will charge it. Now, over the two methods, I would recommend probably doing laptop charging or low voltage brick charging, or low wattage brick charging. Now, the slower the charge, usually the better, because it is healthier for the battery. And the smaller the battery, a majority of the time, the more delicate and sensitive it is to power surges and being overcharged or undercharged, because there's less material in there. So yeah, just to be safe, don't get a huge brick like the one that comes with the 16-inch MacBook Pro and plug these things into there. It's going to charge and be fine for a while, but it most likely will reduce the battery life, the long-term battery life of these faster. So instead of getting 10 years out of these, you'll get 7 years out of these if you keep using that charger. The other configuration that will work is a standard USB, like that, the big one, to a USB-C. And you plug that into the headphones, plug that into the wall. And if your laptop has one of these, you can charge it through your laptop as well. Here's another brick. So this is a slightly bigger one. Here's a smaller one. Either one will work. Again, with these, just make sure they're not super high output. But I think these don't really go up too high to begin with, because this type of USB can't handle like 60, 90, 100 watts. So you really just have to be careful with the C's, USB-C chargers. Let's see here. Always avoid using adapters like this. Now this isn't terrible because this is C to C, and they are both high quality cables. This one is from Google, and then this is a right angle from Amazon. It's a cellulares, I don't know, but it's very high quality. So if you are going to do an adapter, try to make sure it is, for whatever reason you're doing an adapter, C to C goes to C, and then when you have an adapter like this, or any type of adapter, never use a very high output brick, because I have seen these warp, and I have heard of stories of these melting. And most of those cases are when you're adapting like lightning to C, like this, or C to lightning, stuff like that. Now that that's out of the way, there is this aux port that is an in. So you can connect these to something like a Focusrite or some type of external DAC, or wire it to a DAP. But most DAPs nowadays have Bluetooth, and these are Bluetooth, so why would you do that? Also, I prefer the sound of just the Bluetooth. Now let's go over wiring these through the C port. Now, I'm not totally sure if this works. I think somewhere in their product description it says that you can use USB-C for audio. So we'll plug that in there and turn this on. And then plug this in here, and it might give me a notification. Yes, it did. There we go. Yes, access. Okay, so it gave me an error. Let's make sure Bluetooth is turned off. Oh, they connected to my laptop, so let's turn Bluetooth off on the laptop and then play through here. So now the Bluetooth light is off and it is showing the charging light. Let's see, and 5 days. Okay, so the phone is charging the headphones, and there is audio coming through it through this USB-C cable. Now, it seems like the downside to this is that it is very low. So when I move the knob on here, the volume knob on the headphones, it also moves it on the phone, and the max volume is very low. and I was using USB Audio Player Pro. Now let's just try Tidal. Yes, it's still very low. So now let's connect this DAP to the headphones, and I think this will work better because this has a dedicated volume control and the headphones have a dedicated volume control. So let's pick a song. Now when I move this knob, nothing happens on here. I'm going to make sure Bluetooth is turned off on here. Yes, it is. So that sounds amazing. This, because it has its own volume control, and I could go to 100. Well, maybe it's because it has so many volume steps. That's really the trick there. It sounds great through this USB-C, and it turns this volume knob off when you use something like this. But it sounds flawless. Yeah, it's perfect. A lot of bass, a lot of everything. Okay, so now I'm gonna charge up my player right here. So now you know this works, but it might not work so great when it's connected to a phone. It might work really well connected to a laptop, and we know it works well when it's connected to a DAP. Now let's try the iPhone. Well, I can't really try the iPhone because I'm filming on an iPhone. Now, what can I try this on? Do I have any iOS devices besides an iPhone? I have the MacBook and the iPad. So I'll have to pause the video, test it out, and then start the video again. Okay, I'm back. So, a regular USB-C to Lightning connected to an iPhone does not work. But there is one that does work, and that is an OTG cable. This is C to Lightning. But you could see the size of this thing. So your phone would be kind of like dangling down here. So it won't really work. And I don't believe that they make very long OTG cables. They do, from what I've seen, in C to C and also regular USB to C, but I have not seen a long USB-C to Lightning OTG cable. This might be the longest. And the volume is very good. It's just like connecting it to the DAP over there. So the only one that has a volume issue is C to C on Android. And now this is a Pixel 4a, so that could be the reason. This is an older phone. Maybe that volume control stuff has been fixed in the newer versions of Android and also with the newer phones. And with the USB-C to Lightning, the volume wheel controls the volume on the phone and vice versa. So you only get one volume control, but it gets very loud. So I think that's it for this video. I went over all the different wire functions I could think of. I was going to go over Bluetooth, but that's pretty straightforward. Anything with Bluetooth will connect to these: a laptop, a phone, a DAP, a hybrid DAP. And I've really never had problems with Bluetooth. The only time I've had issues with Bluetooth is when I try to connect to this phone, the Pixel 4a, using USB Audio Player Pro, and Wi-Fi isn't connected. It will still try to play, and it kind of glitches out. Same thing with Tidal. With my downloaded tracks, the Wi-Fi does something to it, kind of interferes in some way. So just make sure Wi-Fi is on and connected, or off and not connected to anything. The other thing I learned is that Bluetooth, the audio from Tidal going through Bluetooth is very inconsistent on Android. Maybe that's fixed now, but one song will be very loud, the next song a little bit lower, the next song loud again. And even with the volume, the leveler, like the volume leveler checked on, it has those problems. But when it's wired, no problems. So to get around that Bluetooth volume issue, I just use USB Audio Player Pro, and every song is the same volume. And that's it. Now I think I've gone over everything. So I hope this helps.